everyone. And indeed, it's a joy to be present, is it not?
It is indeed.
We know you are present, so you go ahead.
Yeah, we know you are present.
And we stay present. We are present in the presence after you. After you go ahead. You are patient, so we will proceed. And so it is, dear ones, that as we come to address you this day, it is that, of course, we come with wisdom. We come with guidance. We come with strength. We come with knowledge. After all, why would we come if it were not so? It is that as we address each of you, you take that which you can identify at this time and embrace it. But you likewise embrace that which you cannot embrace at this time. That may well seem a paradox, but it is not from where we come. As we bring to you the wisdom, it is for you to have the insight to know that there is far more at play, not only with the higher levels of spirit, as you see them, but with yourself. It is for you to trust that there is far more available to you. There is far more light, far more headroom, and that is a term with which you will be familiar. In other words, you have the capacity to grow, to stand tall, much higher. The big test is for you to retain it. To retain it in your own presence, and not to revert back to that which you know as normal. The truth is that you don't know it as normal, but you have accepted it as normal. The truth is there is far more headroom for you to embrace. And this is with everyone. When you accept, it is then that you effectively open the doors and the windows. You remove the roof, for you don't need the roof. And we speak in the sense of the roof above you holding you to where you are at this time. It is for you to stand tall, to have that extra faith in yourself. And as you stand tall, then stand taller and allow yourself to ascend. As we said, it is to do so in your own company and retain it. But it is likewise for you to do this in the presence of others. And that is a huge test. Regardless of whether others budge or not, the encouragement for you is to focus upon what has been given and what you know to be truth. You are, as you have heard many times, far more than you realize. Likewise, your light and your power is far more than you realize. The eloquence of your speech, your narration to others, is far more powerful when you come from elevated space. But likewise, so is the communication that you receive and that which be impressed upon you when you align with your higher and purer capacity, your perfect divine light, and that of divinity, where all resources are pooled for the benefit of all. Remove the barriers, remove the competition, remove the doubt, and allow the faith and the trust to come to the fore. And do so with love. For it is only love that need be present. When the great masters have addressed you, what is it you have known? It is love. Love coexists in every equation. It pervades every equation. Love is the one true constant, and love is God Almighty, as pure as can be. We know, as we have contact with every one of you, many of you at this time have love rising to the fore in your respective heart. It is needless for you to confirm this, for we know. If we didn't know, how could we have contact? Think of that. The beautiful thing for you is that you too can know and feel this. But it is only when you give yourself permission, and having given yourself permission, it is then to allow yourself to receive, but to be. And you know this well, as did our friend Samuel. When you stand tall, it has been explained. But it is time for us to step back now in order that further sharing can take place. Don't be puzzled, but be thankful. Be trustworthy, but likewise trust. And divine light blesses each and every one of you, regardless as to whether you ask or not. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have all witnessed an aspect of Gordon coming to the fore, and very wise. That's wonderful divine wisdom. But during this time, I'd like to also share with you, if those who were up close could see that Gordon's eyes were very wet and moist, and the weeping. And back in 2003, I was in meditation, and I received the message from a divine being that came to me and said to me that it is very important for me to meet somebody, and I will recognize this person by the watery eyes. And it was very, very important that I meet him and that I would receive an invitation, and I must accept it in order to join a group so as to meet this person. And the way that this divine being was communicating with me, it was as though I was going to be meeting God. It was so, this has to take place. It was just so important. And so during that time, that week, I received a phone call to say, we're just starting a new group, would you like to join? Yes. Because, and again, this is the way Spirit works. Spirit use people as messengers. They help to bring people together who are needing to come together for a greater purpose. And so I went to the group, and then from that group, and this is which I'm sure a lot of you know, was my learning of patience, because I had to wait 3 years for him to join the group. And not only did the group move, and so it went from 3 different homes in 3 different suburbs, and I ended up going to Altona all the way from Eltham, so a long drive on a Friday evening. Now that was huge commitment for me. But every Friday night when I was during this group, I was receiving the most awesome meditations and connections with Jesus and with Elijah, Prophet Elijah. And so that's what kept me going, was because when I arrived, I was always blessed and bathing with the divine and always in a much elevated state and receiving wonderful wisdom. But then one evening, I said to Spirit, when I hopped in the car and it was pouring rain, it was freezing cold night, and I said to Spirit, I've given 3 years of committing to this group, and this person, because I didn't know who it was, still has not arrived. And I said, I've showed my loyalty, my commitment, my dedication, my devotion, and I'm crying driving home, because it was an hour drive, remember, there, back, home, both directions. And I was crying, and I said, I've had enough. I give you 2 weeks. And if he's, to be, I knew it was, when I had this sensation that it was a male vibration. And I said, and if this person hasn't arrived in 2 weeks, I'm sorry, but I'm stepping back from this. And so anyway, and I was crying, and so then Spirit answered the next week. I thought, why didn't I do this years ago? I couldn't believe it. So anyway, I got there, I arrived the following Friday evening, I opened the door, and as soon as I opened the door, Gordon was standing there, and I'd never met him before. And I looked, but I just knew and I was so excited coming from the inside. I just remember knowing that this is it. And it was as though all of my energy just flew out of me. And I said, hi. And I thought, hang on, I don't even know you. And all of a sudden I remembered, hang on, I don't even know this person. And that's what it was like. It was like all of me just flew out of my body and said hi. And he's looked and thought, well, who's this? And I said, oh, hello. And that was our first meeting. And then during the group, it was a mediumship group as well, so we would do meditation and then mediumship. And then when the teacher asked Gordon to stand to do a reading, he stood and he had the watery eyes, and his eyes welled and the tears flowed, which I already knew it was him, but that was the confirmation. Again, we trust what we receive from the divine. And then from that moment, so much more then. And then I thought, okay, well now this has happened, now what? What's next? And so then, obviously, it just continued to develop and we received further guidance, and that's what brought us here. So again, it's divine intervention. It's divine guidance. It's all coming from a divine source. And not only that, I'm going to just throw something else to you.
Look out.
Because this really just helps you have a wonderful understanding of spirit, of the divinity, of soul, our purpose, of commitment. There's always a bigger picture, a greater plan, and we have to continue to pursue. But also in the meeting of Gordon, and so much more was being unfolded and so forth, Spirit then showed me too that the tears and so forth, that Gordon was the prophet Jeremiah. So the prophet Jeremiah, who was known as the weeping prophet. And that was again another reason why he would, as you've just noticed again, he's a divine light who has had many divine lives where he's worked for the divine. And so when you're called, you're called. And so during the time of Jeremiah, sadly, he was the one who witnessed, and he was so mortified and broken by the people who destroyed the temple. And so here he is now, he's been called again to build a temple. And so here he is, he was the chosen one that I had to meet to come here to bring forward this. And wait for what's yet to come here then. And this is what we've always known, that it was a very, very special meeting. Gordon and I have shared many, many lives together, but I'm not going into all those. I know lots of them. But that's one that I think that you can sit with for a while. But at the same time, we must remember then that we all understand that we are souls. And a soul is your personality. So this is your aspect of the soul you are today. But you have been many other personalities. And so that is your soul. But then we also have a soul group, which means that we come together with other souls for a purpose. And generally that will always be in the people that you are closer with. Because to learn lessons, you have to be around the people. So you have soul groups. And so that's why you feel very comfortable with them, but then it helps you have an understanding of those that you're not connecting with. And that's because through lessons. And you know, when you say, oh, I can see that you have a really great connection. And it's because of the connection that you've had in another time that you had a really good, harmonious relationship. And so then you can still have those in your soul group that are going to teach you lessons that might push you out of comfort zone. Because when we're learning lessons, as we know, sometimes they can be very challenging. So the people are chosen to teach you, and it's for you to see that lesson within them. Because everybody is light. Always look to the light of people. Look and find the God within them. Sometimes we find that hard because there's so much darkness around them. And this isn't a judgment, it's just an awareness. But always go into the light and recognize what you are learning from the person. And sometimes instead of saying, how are you? We could say, what are you teaching me? Because through connection, we learn something straight away. And a lot of what has been spoken about today will sit with you, but some quotes that have been spoken of, some of the words might really stay and resonate with you. And when you leave today, it's certain things that will stay with you and you'll ponder and reflect upon. And then this is Spirit saying, engage with this vibration and allow it to teach you. Allow it to help you become wiser. So, as we were in prayer this morning, I was aware before Gordon started sharing, and I know you're very present, thank you very much. It's a vibration I love to be around because I know it well, as you can understand, again, because we're very much soul in the same soul group. You may talk if you wish to talk.
We can speak at any time.
I just show shares.
Clarity is something which you invite unto yourself. It is when, again, you open the doors of the windows. When you remove that roof which we described before. It is that you give yourself permission to receive, but to receive with clarity. For what is the use of receiving if there be no clarity, no understanding? And indeed, at the time of the destruction of that temple, when again the fools would not listen, they thought they knew better. This has been the case right through history on this earth. It comes to the cycle where everyone goes to mob hysteria. They think they know better. They deem themselves as knowing everything. And then it's out of hand. But it is to give yourself the permission to understand. But likewise to give yourself the time to comprehend and to process in order that you not only have the knowledge and the wisdom, but it is inherent within, as if you were there. That is the real test of really knowing. As this one has described the comfort in the vibration, it is true. There is that recognition. And as you all know, the vibration can be a very moving experience. Yes, the friend, the monk, is present as well. You know that. But it is that again, by allowing yourself to clear the pathways, not the pathways before you, but the pathways within you and around you. This is the differentiation. When we say clear the pathways, it is not to get the broom and go out and sweep the pathways. It is to clear that within, to eradicate the blocks, to give yourself the green light. And then, smooth sailing is available to you. It is so simple in principle. It is so eloquent in design. It is perfect in structure. And it is present this day. Notice the stillness which completely fills this space now. The anticipation where you dwell upon every word with anticipation, but with excitement and enthusiasm, with pure desire. For your own elevation and embracing. This is a perfect demonstration to each of you what you can do and achieve for yourself if you elect and allow yourself. And just as we have completely ignored all disturbances, it is easy. It is not that we have curiosity, because we know. We anticipate. We make allowances and adjustments. We continue. We move forward. We stay above. Nothing shifts our focus, our purpose, our mission. So when it be said that someone is strong-willed, differentiate from those who are stubborn, but be strong-willed in your focus to preserve your own elevation and the possibilities which are freely available unto each of you. now that we take our leave. God bless you.
And we're very blessed here today to receive this such wonderful wisdom. But I was also, I'd like to share with you that, as I said earlier when we were doing the prayer, I was aware that my team was speaking to me about when we wipe our feet out on a mat. It's because we have somewhere to go, meaning to enter in. We come to a doorway and we wipe our feet before we enter. And it's because we wish to clean our shoes. And it helps us have a greater understanding the importance of cleansing and of cleaning and preparing ourselves before we enter anywhere we go. And when you really take a good look at that, we remember then it's the same as when we enter into our heart center. It's the same as when we enter into meditation, which we are about to move into now. That it is so important to know that there is a purpose, that there is something that is waiting for us. Otherwise we would not enter. We have the choice to be where we choose to be. And that's not just only in the physical, it's also too in the spiritual. When we choose to enter into and have an understanding of the presence that is available, just as the presence of our own being, we become aware of all that we are represented in all that we are. And we're present in that moment, having a greater understanding of this. So as we move into meditation now, we remember that while we move into a meditation, that we prepare a place. And we prepare a place knowing that as we allow ourselves to be at peace, we are already having this intention to truly be peaceful, to be still, and to allow ourselves to bathe in love. And so now, as you see yourself in your ball of light, knowing that as you bathe in the ball of light, knowing that this comforts you, knowing that the ball of light protects you, and it provides a beautiful peace which supports you, which helps you move inwardly. And as you now allow yourself, giving permission to move inwardly, moving into heart center, and you see yourself moving into the heart, the sacred heart, the lush green, the pretty pink, the deeper pink, as you move deeper and deeper. Moving into a sacred space of light, a sacred space of love. Having an awareness of the presence of the light. And you allow this light to grow because you are open and receptive to receiving love. You are open and receptive to receiving the wisdom, the messages, the guidance. And as the vibration continues to nurture and to permeate throughout your heart center and throughout your energy field, you become more prepared for what else is to come. You become more aware that you are willing, and you invite the healing vibration to flow through your body. And the healing vibration moves through your physical. And it moves to where there is ache, wounds and scars, where there is stress, tension. And you see this light on its pathway, permeating through your energy field. And as it does so, you become more relaxed and more peaceful. You become more aware that the light now is helping you, that the light is providing a greater peace, a greater comfort, as it revitalizes the vibration, where you become aware of what it is saying. You communicate with the vibration. And you send love. I love you. I take care of you. I heal you. And you now see within your physical body the transformation as the healing light continues to flow, where the healing light builds, feeling the warmth of light, bathing in the peace and the reassurance that you are receiving the healing. Being aware of what is being communicated at this time. You are communicating with this vibration. You are open and receptive to receiving. Remembering that while in meditation, you are listening. And we communicate and listen with our eyes, with our ears, with our senses, with our feelings, our intuition, with all that is upon us at this moment. We are present in the presence of all that is available to help heal, to help soothe, to help revitalize and rectify. So indeed, here I am. I am present in the presence of the divine, pristine light. And it is through this guidance and through this understanding that we welcome the light. Aware of the light that continues to move through your body and feeling the tingling vibration in your hands, the warmth of the light in your heart and on top of your head. Aware now of the showering light upon you, feeling the presence on your crown, knowing that the divine feeds you, enlightens you. And at this moment you become aware of a mat before you, and you look down at this mat, and there is a message upon the mat. Whether you see it through colour, through word, through image, but the mat before you has a message. And you look at this and receive the message before you step upon it. And as you step upon the mat, you become aware that you feel empowered. You become aware that your intention is to enter. Your intention is to receive. You are giving of yourself to receive the message, the guidance, and knowing that as you enter into a sacred space, be aware of what has opened to you, what has presented to you now, what is before you as you take the step off the mat that has prepared you for where you are going, to where you enter. But it is your heart, your intention, the love to nurture, the love that provides you with inspiration, determination, to continue to move forward, to grow brighter, lighter, and wiser. You enter into this sacred space and you now bathe in all that the divine has created for you. And it is with love and gratitude that you give thanks for all that is now with you. You recognize that you are now bathing in the presence of divinity, that you are one now with this light, because you accept it, you bathe and embrace it. You are aware that all is well, all is as it should be right now. This is the present, and I am bathing in the divine pure light that is preparing me for my next step, knowing that love will continue to guide me, for I entered through my heart to arrive at this destination. My intention is of love. My intention is pure, for the good of my highest good. And as I continue to live, as I continue to heal, as I continue to rise, I am aware that I am love. I am aware that the love within me radiates forth, and I serve the light of who I am. I remember that I am purposeful, and I am walking on a pathway of righteousness and truth, and I will achieve. For the heart shows me the way, and I will continue on my path. And so now, as you bathe in the certainty of the divinity, as you bathe in the love and light, let it be now that you truly have a look at where you are. Recognize the gifts and blessings that are present. What has the divine shared with you this day? Let it be that this opens your heart further, expands and purifies. And know that peace continues to shower upon you. And with love and gratitude, you give thanks. With love and gratitude, you have the clarity which helps you focus on healing all that you are. That remembering that you are purposeful that you are powerful in your own right. The power of the light of you accepts that I am a love and light being. The intention is pure, to be an expression of the divine. And it is now with love and gratitude that we give thanks for this sacred time that we have spent together. That the reminder that we are one. A reminder that we are all supported with light. And as you now take in a deep breath, bringing your awareness back to the physical body, knowing now that the physical body is lighter, that the healing vibration continues to move through you, continues to communicate with you. And right now it is saying thank you. Thank you for the nurturing, for the embrace of light. Remembering you are so much more than you realize. And now taking in another deeper breath and bringing your awareness back to the present. Moving fingers and toes. And when you are ready, opening your eyes.